Hello guys, good day and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good. So today we'll be making that combat that I posted. I posted the picture, and I say a lot of people requested for the video, so we are finally going to be making it. Um so let's just get started. The first thing is to, this is just your normal pattern on how to draft your trouser, like your pants, but I'll just take you through it in case of my new subscribers. So here I'm going to minus 2 inches for the band. Once you minus 2 inches, you get your full length. My full length is 42, but I like adding extra allowance. So the next thing, also remove it and get your hip location. I use 10 inches for my hip location. Then my crouch line, I also minus that one to get my crouch line. That's your hip divide by 4 plus extra 1 inch. So my crouch location is 12. Then my hip location is 10. Then I also got my knee length, which is 19. Just remove your band. So the next thing is to take your round waist, your round hip circumference. Once you take it, extend it to your crouch, then take it to your waist. Then the next thing is to determine your crouch extension. That is your hip divide by 4. You also, if you whatever you get, you also divide it by 4. Mine is 44. 44 divided by 4 is 11. 11 divided by 4 again. So whatever you get will be your crouch extension. So you just connect your crouch line. So it's just that easy. I have a tutorial on how to make uh, your trouser. So you measure total length of what you have, whatever you have from your hip to your crouch extension, whatever you have, you get the midpoint. So I'll take that midpoint down. I got 8, so I'm taking that 8 down because I want to get a straight trouser. I want this to be straight down to the hemming part. So you just connect those lines. This will help you to take a straight measurement. So the next thing is to go down by 3 inches for your thigh measurement. That is where I'm going to take my thigh. You can measure it directly on your crouch line, but I prefer doing it like that, especially if I'm making a long pant, unless I'm making it short. So I'm just going to indicate the lines. So that is my hip, my crouch, my thigh, and my knee. So you are going to divide your, so yeah, you will divide your thigh measurement by 4, but first of all you are going to divide it by 2. Mine is 26. 26 divided by 2 is 13. So because I have that center line, that midline, so that 13, you are going to add your allowance, so making it 14. 13 plus 1 is 14. 14 divided by 2, because we have that center line, so we are going to divide it. So I will share 7 to that side, and also share 7 to the other side. Here you don't need your knee measurement because you don't want it to be tight. If you want it to be tight, you can make it, you can take your knee measurement. The next thing is to take round your feet or foot measurement. That is it. If you want it to cover your feet, so you just take that measurement. Uh my round feet is 24. 24 divided by 2 should be around 12 plus 1 inch. So whatever you have, you just place it there. The next thing is to take your waist measurement. Mine is 8.5, that is 34. I'm going to add this thing. Please remember to add your allowance to the hip. I added allowance 1.5 inches allowance, so I also added 1.5 inches allowance to the waist. The thigh is 1 inch, the ankle is 1 inch, but hip, waist and hip is 1.5. So you just connect your line. Sorry that I didn't mention it. Before you get your crouch extension, you must add your hip measurement. Please see my detailed tutorial on how to make a palazzo trouser. I have it. I explained everything there. So you just connect this line, just connect it the way you're seeing it. So So but I prefer when I'm making this type of trouser now, I prefer doing my freehand. Like when it comes to connecting it down to the ankle, I prefer doing my freehand. So I don't want the waist to have this curve. I don't want that hip curve. I don't want it to curve so much because this is a trouser. I don't really have to make it curvy. So I try using my freehand. My freehand will also give you a maybe a perfect straight line that will be okay, instead of making it too wide. Free hand will direct you on how to curve it better instead of using a rule. So that is just it. I'm trying to straighten the hip because I don't want it to have a hip curve. So the next thing is to it will have a button like a zip fly. I'm going to, from the waist part you go down by 8 inches. You don't need to minus your band, just go down by 8 inches. So you just curve it, then go out by 1.5. I use 1.5 inches, you can use 2 inches. So this is it. Then you curve the line, then you give it this curve. Please, the hip curve didn't give me the kind of curve that I wanted, so I had to like curve with my free hand, then also direct it. So we are going to be adding that. Just cut it out now. So you should have something like this. Then we are done. Look at the pattern is ready. We are going to be cutting it out. So please pay attention on how I'm going to cut this out, or how I did the cutting out. So this is the zipper fly here. Here is how it's going to be. So you just place it. You are still going to cut another one. So if you check very well, there's this center line that it has. You can do, that's why I added this center line, because I'm going to cut it out. So you can divide this if you wish. The back is going to have it, or you can have it if you wish. So the back will have it. On this back now, I'm going to draft it again, but I want to use this. So if it means I'm using this, that means I'm going to be drafting it directly on the fabric. So I'll not just, so I'll just cut it out. So I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to separate it. I'll separate it and I'll join it so that it will have that place. Like you can do this without even separating it. Yes, this can be done also without separating it. Well, I feel like I want to separate it. So when you place it, you join it also and place it. But you're going to add half inch to this place, add half inch to the other place. So here it is. Here's what you're going to have. Here it is. So this is it. So we'll now cut the back. I'm going to be using this to cut the back. I'll cut directly on the fabric. I've placed it. I'm cutting out the back. This is the back that we're going to be cutting out. So this is the back. Just place it like this and hold it down. Make sure they are equal. Then leave maybe 1 inch space allowance here, because you're going to be adding an allowance, the joining allowance. So the pouch, your normal way, just go down by half inch. Then do your back extension by 2 inches. I'm doing my back extension by 2 inches. The next thing is to come to the waistline, go in by 2 inches also. Go in by 2 inches. Then I'll go up by maybe 1.5. I'll go up by 1.5. Then the waistline, I'll go out by 2 inches also. And I'll take it down to the hip. My hip is not up to 2 inches. My hip is not up to 2 inches. Maybe I'll just reduce this waistline by 1 point. What do I have here? 1.5. Then I'll go in by, I'll come out by 1.5. But if yours is complete, so here I'll go in by 1.5 also, because whatever you have here is, it should be what you should have at the waist part. So 1.5. So this is it. I'll connect the line. I'll connect it slightly.
Make sure you're following the waistline, or follow this waistline. And pin this, pin this, pin this, pin this. Make sure you have it pinned down. And you should iron your fabric. So I'm using what I'm using is not really for cargo material. For cargo, this is the material that I'm using. It's just what I have at home. That is what I'm using. So it's more of like crepe. So it may not really give me that what cargo will give me. But yeah, we are managing it. At least if you're making yours, you can use the same cargo material. So at this line now, I'll take in 1 inch, knee line 1 inch. At this point, I'll take in half inch. Half inch is what I'm going to do. So I'll connect it this way. Connect it like that. Connect it. Connect straight to the half inch line. So I'll do my this also. Then I'll connect it to the near line. This back pouch, I'll connect it to the near line.
So you connect your back craft to your nail line, and that is just it. Please make sure you have um a space where you will add your half inch. You know that we are going to be joining this so that it will have that line, that top stitch line and all that. So you can make yours without separating it. So I will add half inch to the center. The half inch is for the joining and allowance. Make sure you add it. So I will add half inch, half inch throughout. So after cutting out the part, this is what you should have. Please remember to indicate it. Like when you are joining it, don't go and join the front, the left and the right. Just make sure you indicate how you are going to join it. So this is it. So this is it. Just take one, place it on one and cut it. So I'll place this aside and place my front fabric. This is the total fabric that I have here is 3 years. So once you have the front cut out and ready, we are going to be joining it. So you just take the front and place it the way you've cut it already. That's why I asked you to indicate. So this, you just take the side and the side back and the side back also. I don't know what the crouch part and the hip part, you just place it on the way it should look without cutting it. So this is what you should have. You have something like this. This is the top stitching that I was talking about. So once you join it, you now top stitch it. You don't top stitch it to be tiny, just make it to be a bit bold for the line to be visible. Like this is not up to half inch, so don't make it up to half inch. Maybe 3/4, but it's not up to half inch. So just know how to do it. And if you are doing it, make sure to indicate the crouch part and the side part. So this is what you should have, something like this. This is the front part, so you should have something like. So the next thing now is to cut the pocket. This is looking small, but it's not small. It's the way I placed my camera. The next thing is to cut the pocket. The pocket will be 7 inches wide and 13 inches long. That is what you are going to cut out for the pocket. So this is it. Issue is 14 inches wide. So from this point now, you go in by 4 inches. Then the down part, you also get your 4 inches. So from that your 4 inches line now, you go down by, from that first 4 inches line, you go down by 3 inches, 4 inches, and this place is also 4 inches. So from that your first 4 inches line, go down by 3 inches. This is a pocket that we are cutting, and this is not your regular pocket. This is your gym pocket. So you just curve it this way. This is the way you are. From that 3 inches, you curve it to meet that 4 inches line. This is it. Please just take your time and understand what I meant. You go in by 4 inches. From that your first 4 inches line, you go down by 3 inches to meet the down 4 inches. Just curve it. So once you have it, you just place your trouser the right side facing each other, then you take the pocket, place it on top so that you see what you are doing. You place the two pockets together, or you can just use one, then later you can use the other one to cut it out. So make sure that your trouser is equal, make sure it aligns very well with the pocket. So this is what you should have, something like this, then you just cut out. So this is how, this is not your normal pocket. If you maybe watch my, this is how you cut your jean pocket, that is your jean trouser. So this is how the pocket is. So this is how you are going to hold it. You hold it like this, the pocket, one of the pockets, then fits it just the normal way you cut your design. So you just stitch it. So I'll just stitch it and show you the next thing to do. I'll use it, I'll use the second one to cut out the first one, to cut out the second one. Make sure they are equal and make sure that they are placed correctly. So you should have something like this, then you cut it out. Here's what it will look like. So you just take one right side facing each other, that is the pants, if you are joining into the pants. So I'll just join it and show you the next thing. So here we are going to be cutting this fly, that is zipper fly or button fly or what. So I'll go down by my 8 inches. I said 8 inches here. That is the length of your fly. That's just to indicate. Here is not, this one that I measured earlier was not up to 8 inches, sorry, 8 inches. So I had to like cut another one for that will have the same 8 inches length. So then you have two for the two pants, for the two center front, for the two front. So one will be on fold, one will be 8, the other one will be 8 inches long, but you have it on fold this way. Let's say that this will be your button stand, so that one will be the overlap. So this is 8 inches long and 2 inches wide. So you just have it, you have this one on fold, you are cutting this one on fold. This one, this is the one that will be inside, so the other one is going to cover it. The other one will just overlap it, so you just have something like this. So I'll cut this one also. You just cut it just single, that one don't need to be on fold, you just cut it single. So I'll just cut it 8 inches long, then 2 inches wide. I'll measure my 8 inches. So don't mind this chalk that I'm using, just a very nice chalk. So you need to get that cup also. So I'll take my 2 inches down, then I went up by ½ inch just to get that curve line. So you should have something like this. Just have to curve it myself, but I later ended up using 1.75 instead of 2 inches, because that 2 inches came out really wide. So use 1.5 or 1.75 instead. So this is the way you are going to place it. Just place it like this, but before that you are going to um um iron an interfacing on it, just to give it a little weight. So this is what you should. So guys, this video is already too long, so I'm going to be making a separate video on how you can join it and everything. The part is coming out really well already, so just make a separate video on how to join it. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so in order to get notified whenever I upload a video. So let's wait for the joining tutorial.